So you were best of the year for which years for being an eccentric? Best eccentric in Austin?
In the Chronicle, I was voted best eccentric for the last 4 years.
Wow, okay.
And last year I was best activist last year, and this year I was not only as the best eccentric, I was also best one for keeping Austin weird. I guess I guess when you're a success, everybody tries to copy you, so. Unfortunately, they do such a bad job.
Like the way downtown is changing?
Well, change is about the only constant there is to anything. Unfortunately, we've got a government that's going against the will of the people and are trying to change it too quick, too much, for the wrong reasons. They're attacking live music. We are live music. And to have them attack live music that they have been, it's just sort of, I don't know. Unfortunately, the people that sell it, gotta wait for the noise to go by.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we got politicians in office that are changing, selling their souls by the city to .com. When unfortunately the .com will add a little bit to the city, but if they're coming here, they should come to Austin. We shouldn't try to become what they are. We're gonna have growth for sure, but we should maintain our integrity. Unfortunately, politicians don't do the same. Oh no, I'm not. You say we'll have none of that? Y'all have a good day now. Huh? Save you? Oh. Well, you went to the motel and we'll see about the saving.
That one, your cigarettes?
I wish you could, but I've got the bubble money. Go ahead.
You have any cigarettes?
I don't, sorry.
One more?
You got some people watching, huh?
Oh, I tried. Everybody loved me on the
Hopefully nobody hit you.
Well, I walked into the wall.
Okay, that's
I think.
all right.
I don't really remember.
That's what them I said, the Ibrahim is much better. He's taking a picture. Get out of here.
I married Jesus. Yes. We'll have none of that.
Here's your.
Oh, no problem.
I got that for you for here because I figured you'd be sitting
Oh,
in the picture.
nobody wants to see me.
Shit.
Ah,
Oh, nice.
anyway. Yeah, so make sure I don't put my beer down in front of you.
I hear you. That's okay.
Yeah. I don't know where to start. If you could maybe just get your name for the record.
Westlake, Cochran,
And you're from?
Austin, Texas.
All right.
Not originally. I'm just. But it's my home now.
Okay. So let me.
You know what? We got to set up again. You know why?
Take your shades, or I can sit out here.
Shady character. Now, what did I do with my purse?
You need it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I hear it. I found it.
Oh, that
It's
one.
hiding
Okay.
under my feet. Should I do that too? Give me a second. Think. Yeah, I can do it later. Okay.
Okay.
I was trying to think if I had any scotch left. So
Ah,
I know it's empty, but
that's a cool container.
I know it's empty. But I have another one that might have something in it.
Ah,
That way, if you want to have a cigar and a drink somewhere, you can just
okay. Wasn't sure what.
like my little toys. Okay.
So you said you're an Austinite.
Yeah, I'm honored to be one of those. No place like Austin, you know.
Right, right. Well, to me, you did some very typically Austin, kind of in your attitudes. That's why I wanted to interview you. All the sirens around here.
Okay. And could you do me a favor? I'm such a lazy bitch.
Okay.
Could you get my lighter over there? I left it on the table.
No problem.
There we go. Thank you, sir. Gentleman in a Scala.
Oi. Morgan.
Well, let me just give you some info that you might be interested in.
Okay.
I came to Austin January 24th, 1996. Was on my way to Seattle doing a story on how we treat our homeless. And I had injured my right leg, pulled a muscle, and got here and was taking a rest about 2 o'clock in the morning out way down Riverside behind, they were doing some building behind Albertsons back then, and it was nothing but weeds and nothing. Got to a dead-end street, and so I made a U, and there's no way to get off the road, so I just made a U-turn, and on this dead-end street, they had nothing on it. I called him back, went to sleep. Just go back and lay down to rest. And right away, some cops pulled up, ticketed me for camping. So, I had to stay for court. Well, I signed this, and of course he told me I had to stay for court. I said, well, look, if I sign a promise to appear, the law says I have to stay. So I stayed. Months later, I'm riding my bike around and pulled off the side of the road, just take a break, stop for a while. Cops came up and said, "You still in town?" I said, "Yeah, I gotta wait for court." "Well, you know what's wait for court?" "Yeah, I do." Judge said that, you say I don't have to stay, but the judge says I do, so I'm not to be, whatever, nothing personal, but I gotta stay for court. He goes, "Well, maybe this will encourage you to leave. You asked me for camping. Tows all my stuff to impound. Takes me to jail for camping." The next day when I got out of jail, guess what? I got 2 reasons for sticking around now. And it kept going on, and 3 months later, 2 months after that, which was 3 months after the first ticket, I got myself, went to court, and they postponed for 3 months. And then went that time, and they postponed for another 3 months. Well, 9 months later, I go to court, and I get my first not guilty on camping. But I can't leave because now I've been arrested 5 times. So I've got 5 more times I gotta go. This has gone on and on and on. And I keep winning in court.
Right.
But I can't leave because I got more court cases. And it's still screwing with me. So, here I am.
So you became a resident by accident.
I'm a prisoner in Austin.
Okay.
Can't leave 'cause I keep going to go to court. And I keep winning, but I can't leave because I got to keep going to court. And they say I never learn. Obviously, somebody don't never learn. To let me alone, I wouldn't be an icon right now.
Well, currently you don't have any
Uh-huh.
any outstanding.
Oh, I got plenty of outstanding tickets. I've been in jail. And the last, I had 3 times in the past summer that they'd arrest me in the morning. I mean, arrest me at night. Next morning I go to court and the prosecutor says, I don't understand what you're doing here. You haven't done anything illegal. From what they say, there's nothing I can prosecute. So they dismiss the charges right away. So I just pure harassment.
Let me check my voice levels here just to make sure that.
Okay. Anyway, I'll talk so you can just check the voice levels.
Yeah.
I speak sort of softly, and you're probably picking the jet up better than picking me up. But anyway, we'll keep my voice. Anyway, I won't raise my voice any more than I have been talking because if you get my voice on a raised level, then I'm not doing a sound check, and it'll go back down again. So. Anyway, I guess we're going to do a sound check. I should keep talking. So
Yeah, that's good.
okay.
Really, you're like part of
Oh, yeah. I like the quiet out here. This is beautiful house, beautiful country. Westlake is bad, man. I love it. They protect the trees, and if you notice on the house here, they build around the, rather than take the tree down, they just build around the tree. Any other city, they just knock that tree down, and Westlake has got it good.
So you actually like Westlake?
Love Westlake. It's great.
Okay.
It's, to me, it's, even though it's a different city, it's just an extension of Boston. You know?
Right, right. So you said you were heading to Seattle for a story, or?
I was doing research on a book and how we treat the homeless.
Okay.
And I didn't want to do it in one city, because if you do it in one city, you say, well, that's how people treat. I mean, the United States is in denial. Oh, that's how they do it in Atlanta, but we don't do that same thing here.
Right.
The truth is, hey, this is why I want to get the cross-section of the country to show, hey, we do it all in different ways, different degrees, but. And the homeless population, and it's sort of funny, when we became more and more civilized and we started the process of decriminalizing being black, and lost that target because we had I should become a free country for everybody instead of just for the whites. But it helped give the cops a bad time because now they didn't have their target that they could hit all the time.
Right.
So they had to create a bigger one. If you want to have a bigger police department, you got to have. So basically, the homeless people became the new niggers, and the new niggers of society became the homeless people. And back during the Nixon years, when they or the Ronald Reagan, I forget, during the Ronald Reagan years, when they decided to save the country a bunch of money and do the whole economic thing over, they decided to cut funds to, we have a lot of people in mental hospitals that are dysfunctional, that if and they need to be, they used to have a nice safe place to live where they can get the medicine on time, and et cetera. And Ronald Reagan cut the funds to those places, so they started, a little bit at a time, evicting them all. And when they got them all evicted, they went into the street. And now, instead of just seeing functional homeless people, we have a bunch of dysfunctional people that sort of poison the population. So now everybody sees how bad homeless people are because they see the dysfunctional ones. And instead of getting help they need, now we're putting them in jails constantly, because they're dysfunctional and not functioning well, and they get complained on. And so it makes the homeless, it sort of poison the homeless pool, which once again made the homeless look even worse than they are.
Right.
So, anyway.
So, you consider yourself an advocate for homelessness, or?
I'm an advocate for, I am already to a point, I'm not, it's, our paths has crossed for a while, and do. I'm an advocate, because I am homeless. It's not like I went out and decided to do something for the homeless or whatever, but it's just, I think that, like a great man once said, no man's free till all men's free. And if we could stop our attacks on the homeless, we could add a little more freedom to the country. I love it, deer right over there. That's what I like about this city, we got deers everywhere.
Change it up a little bit.
Okay.
Just make sure that. Sure.
You didn't do a whiteout.
Okay. So, can you talk about maybe your past before you got to Austin, or
Sure.
why? I'm not sure. You said you were writing a book, or?
Yeah, I was. My life has been sort of interesting all around. See, I spent my youth in South Florida, and my dad had a heart attack when I was about 12, and he was went on Social Security from there, and I left home at 16. I worked my way through high school, maintained an A average, got an academic scholarship at Florida State University. Went for a couple of years and dropped out, joined the Navy. Got out of the Navy in 1975. Wound up in Colorado. I love Colorado. Colorado is so cool. And I've owned a few of my own businesses, minor businesses, lawn service, and I used to board up FHA homes, etc. For like empty buildings. If you're going to go on vacation, I board up your homes for security reasons. I've also trapped beaver and coyote in Colorado. I loved it. And but then went up to Seattle area. Lived in Seattle for about 10 years. Worked for Safe Police Tours Incorporated for the better part of 10 years. Went through personal bankruptcy. Then there was a corporate takeover. Got laid off. Then I went back to Colorado. I love Colorado. And
where in Colorado?
Oak Creek, Colorado, up by Steamboat Springs.
Okay.
And then I traveled the country with my guitar, playing my guitars and amps all over the country for a while. Then my motorhome broke down in Atlanta, and then during that time traveling as a homeless person, we only had the motorhome with stuff, but I noticed there's definite difference between how cops treat you if you're. I'm the same person I was, not doing anything illegal, and then when I became homeless again, it just got like all kind of bullshit. So I decided to do this book on how we treat the homeless. So I got a 3-wheel bicycle, built a 6-foot trailer, and started traveling the country. I decided to go to Miami, back up to Seattle, and gather information. And that led me here. So I have a way of meandering around.
Okay. The was that the bike that they picked up, or?
The bike and trailer were, yeah, and that was after a long stint in jail. I went to pick it up about 10 days after I got out of jail, and they had already thrown it away with everything I had. Lost about $10,000 worth of stuff. So it goes.
Wondering were you a couple of years ago kind of up in North Austin?
Breaking Lamar
Yeah,
by
yeah,
Albertsons. Albertsons and Fair. Support freedom in America. Shop elsewhere. That was me.
So, the reason why I bring that up was that's near my parents, and I used to see you there.
Yep.
And you were why were you there again?
Well, I was. That's a good question. Let me say this about that. No, little Nixon phrase there. I had ran into somebody I had seen in Florida, and they said, "Man, I'm working right now. Where could I catch up with you tomorrow?" I said, "Well, I'll be out in front of Albertsons tomorrow." So I went to Albertsons, going and got myself some shit from Albertsons, and I went to. Then I went up on the public sidewalk, up by the light, waiting for him. And out comes the manager, comes all the way out. Tells me he don't like the way I'm dressed and I gotta go. I said, no problem. He's waiting for a friend. I'll be gone as soon as he gets here. He says, you're leaving soon? I said, no, I ain't. He said, we'll see about that. And he goes walking back, prancing back to the store, called the cops. Well, a breaker used to be the dividing line from the city and the county, and since we weren't in the city back in those years, they've annexed it already. But back then they hadn't annexed it, so it was county things. So the county cop came out. County cop said, I don't know why you call me. He's not on your property. He's public sidewalk. He got legal right for being there, and there's nothing you can do or should do to change that. Cop leaves. Manager goes back inside. Then they come out with a big long. Then 5 managers come out with a big old long water hose, and with a sprinkler head on it, and they hooked it up to the water source here, and they started sprinkling with it. Well, I just grabbed my big old teddy bear off the top. It was getting wet, and walked around the front. And they just left, figuring that I was going to leave. And I put my teddy bear away. I just stripped my dress off. I had my bikini on under it. And I walked back. When they turned around and looked, I bent over and shook my butt at them. And I hadn't got out of the water.
Right.
So they came running back like a bunch of clowns, and pulled up the water hose and came down to where I was standing. So I walked back to, when they put it back in the water on me, I just walked down to my cart. They pulled it down there and put it there. And all the time the cars are stopping for the light. So I walked back out. And then I got a whole bunch of cars there. I said, hey, check out these Albertson managers. I said, the cops told them I had a legal right to be here, nothing they could do about it. Look at that. They're breaking the law. That's Albertson's management, you know. So they got embarrassed and left. So I did that when I was away from the cart, so the sprinkler was going. I walked back to my cart. Then, short time later, some stock boy came out all the way. I don't think I was good. And he, instead of taking the hose away, just started doing the same thing. And then another stock boy came out to help him, and they were chasing me out in the street and everything else with it. So I asked someone to call the cops, and they did. And so while they're waiting for the cops to show up, waiting for the cops to show up. This guy came up in one of the BMW motorcycles. You can see like during the German with a sidecar and like the German
Right,
old German antique thing. He come pulling up and parks right in their flower bed. Walks up and asks them what the fuck they thought they were doing. And he said, "Man, I'm getting paid $10 an hour to hose down a faggot." And this big guy about ready to clobber this guy. I said, "Man, whatever you do, don't hit him. Don't." He said, "I know you." And he's, I'm sick. I know you're sticking up for me. See all those idiots over there? They all work for Albertsons. And if you hit them, I said, the cops are coming. I've already called. The cops are on the way. If you hit them, you're going to have all these witnesses saying bullshit that it didn't happen. They're going to have all those witnesses. And I said, we're going to be more of a trouble we need. So just hang out for a minute until the cops get here. I need you as a witness. So the cops come up. The cops ticket the stock people for assault. And they had to put the hose away. So, but I know how the system was. I know that they might be charging with them, but the DA ain't going to pick up the charges. So I started protesting. That's, it's not what you do, it's how you go about doing it. So
Right.
that's really started the big part of my fame.
Huh. How long did you protest then?
7.5 months.
Wow.
But see, they had a new sheriff elected, and with her to pay off her debt to her people voting for her, Albertsons, she got them to back her. She had me arrested for obstructing the sidewalk, which is bullshit. They lost it in court, but
Right.
Oh, and of course, Albertsons perjured themselves big time.
They did
Oh, they
what?
perjured themselves big time. Albertsons is a dishonest organization, and they just perjured themselves big time trying to convict me. Anyway, that's what else you need to know.
Oh, that was an interesting story. Now, let's see, what else? Oh, could you talk a little bit about your mayoral race?
Well, it's pretty interesting. I think that ran twice. Both times, I'm one of the few people that was running that actually answered the questions. I gave the best answers. But I have a lot of feeling for Austin. I think that we need to preserve what we are to a degree. We're getting a lot of new people coming here, but rather than become what they want, become what they came from, we ought to make sure that we hang on to live music, hang on to what is Austin, and so they know they came here and they will adapt and become Austinites eventually. But rather than us change into our thing like the Downtown Alliance, the scumbags, and everybody else is trying to kill Austin.
Right.
You don't sell your soul and then keep your quality.
Yeah. What way would you describe the way the Austin Alliance is changing downtown?
Well, they're trying to kill live music. They're trying to kill turn 6th Street into a dead space with nothing but a different venue rather than having live music. They want to have just turn it into different businesses, but and kill the heart of the city.
Right.
They're not interested in the city. They're just interested in the money that they can generate by changing the venue. And we need to protect what we are. And you want to save Austin? Hey, vote for me. Come on.
Okay.
I'll do it one more time, but if people don't start voting, I'm not Jennifer Gale. I'm not going to just keep running for 4 or 8% of the vote. Fuck that shit.
Well, I don't follow politics, so when is the next
May.
May?
May is the next election. We'll start in January.
Okay.
The race starts in January.
So are you planning on running then?
Yeah, one more time.
Cool.
But if I don't get at least 20% of the vote, if I don't get a good I'm hoping to win. But if just nobody shows up again, so if people want me to keep running, they better goddamn start voting for me. I added a lot to the race, but I don't like with me with no money going to scratch up $500 and nobody can vote for me. I don't think so.
So, are you going to change your wardrobe for this?
No. I am who I am. You're going to vote
Right.
for me, you're going to vote for me.
Okay.
I'm not a politician. I'm not going to change who I am or change whatever. I'm not going to have bullshit you by putting a pair of jeans on.
So it sounds like you've. How did you? I mean, were you nominated or you just started running or?
Just started running.
Okay.
There's no nominations for it. You just,
Okay, I wasn't
this is
sure.
this is city government, and this is one where, like, one of my biggest things I want to do is, since I don't have a corporation to run or that, once my time as mayor is done, I'm going to be able to have like what I call a mobile mayor's office, where I can let people know where I'm going to be if you want to talk to the mayor. Meet me at the coffee shop that I'm going to be at, like Rita Myers or
Right.
Little City or someplace that's sociable,
Right.
where we can sit around and you can talk to me about city park, or just meet me on a social level.
Okay.
It's a little more, make it like a good hometown mayorship.
Is there what do you consider your platform? What
Basically, a lot of my platform is protecting Austin's integrity and our lifestyle, and we got to replant a lot of green. We've moved away from all the buildings we're building. We're losing a lot of our green. We need to rebuild a lot of the green back into Austin.
Okay. It seems.
And we're going to need rapid transit, but we don't need to start trying to tear all the streets all at once. We need to put up a working system along the existing tracks. Maybe start one route from the Leandy area to Georgetown area, Round Rock.
Okay.
If we can get them to chip in for it, since it's going to help them like it helps us.
Right.
Get one going there, maybe have another one going from the airport to the Mopac rail. It's a little longer than bring it right downtown, but let's get it going that way first.
So you're pro light rail?
Well, I'll see, rapid transit. There will be light rail going to, see, the train system on the railroads, we're going to have to build rapid transit, not light rail, going up and
Okay.
down the tracks, because that's owned by the railroad.
Right.
And anything that's built on there, they have to build. So we have to pay them to build it. It has to be compatible for if they decide to run it more. After they take over, if for some reason they ever get, we can get like a cheap, $1 100-year lease, as long as we hire them and to do all the work that the track needs. But we're gonna have to run light rail to meet the. Then we're gonna run light rail so it'd be like a combination of the two.
Okay. Okay. I'll just check to make sure I didn't run out of. Nope. 30 minutes. You been getting along with the neighbors here?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
they-
All the neighbors love me.
Yeah.
There might be one that don't, but they haven't said anything to me. But rumor has it.
Well, it seems
There's
like
always, not everybody can love me.
it seems like you're
As part of it is to believe.
right. You seem to be a really popular guy. I mean,
Yeah.
do you know why, or
Um,
why are you so lovable?
because I'm God. No, I don't know. It's all about respect. You know, you show respect, you get respect.
Right.
And wearing a bikini downtown for years has helped a lot.
Yeah. I know. For some reason, like with my hair, people tend to give you more respect than they do other people. Just if you look a bit different, they either hate you or love you.
I hear you.
I'm
But
not
plus also a lot of it is how, a lot of it is, I think it all comes down to respect. If you give respect, you get it. And I've surprised people because after they came up and started talking to me, everyone's got a body, but he can think too. He looks crazy, but I
Let's see if I can just move this slightly out of the way.
you can't do that.
Oh.
We can move this a little bit.
No, that's fine. That
Okay,
was
yeah.
just I didn't want it to.
I got it like tape, so it's hard.
Right. Didn't blow around or. Oh, let's see what else. Okay. So we talked about the mirrors raised. Oh, how about kind of like this? I mean, you're a homeless guy, but you're here living in one of the richest parts in Austin.
It comes from respect. People know me, respect me, and these people have had this house for a while, and they decided to sell it. And they figure as long as they're not living in it anymore, and so the cops were messing with me. The cops were taking my cart and destroying it. So they told me if I wanted to, I could take a break from the streets and live here. And I've known Cindy Brett Snyder for a number of years. I worked on a TV show and stuff, and she's quite confident. The fact is that I'm wouldn't abuse the privilege of living here and stuff, and so she's allowed me to. And this is beautiful. It's great.
Yeah. I mean, especially compared to living downtown or.
Oh yeah, and that fishbowl. Yeah.
So, this is the. Are they ever going to sell it, or is it?
Oh, they're going to sell it, and they're thinking about. They were just going to try to sell it quick, for whatever. But now they're changing their tactics and thinking that maybe they're going to try to ask a little more for it, and give it, and give what it's worth,
Right.
Why sell a $500,000 house for $325,000? And
Yeah, it's got a pool.
5,000 square foot house on 3/4 acres. It's got a pool, gazebo, a pool house, big old greenhouse. There's another greenhouse attached to the house by the kitchen.
Okay.
And so it's got all kinds of amenities. So I didn't just want to give me $5 million. I can afford to live here. So, taxes on it every year is going to run about $11,000. So
So, what are you going to do when this house sells? Or
move back in my little box. Right back downtown again. Hopefully by that time I'll find Mr. Right. And maybe move into a richer part of town.
move to those condos downtown?
Oh, I like that, I tell you. Someone gave me about $5 million. I'd buy this property for my mom. And I'd buy one of the $500,000 condos downtown. And set up a trust account so I can pay the taxes on both of them. Should I be spending about $100,000 a year or more just on property tax. That's why I need $5 million.
You got it all calculated out.
Well, half of it going to go to taxes anyway.
Right.
So that's when he just bought me the house. I couldn't afford the taxes on it alone,
All right.
Actually, what I really need to do is win the lottery for about $30 million, and then go for cash value and get $15 million,
Right.
which will leave me $9 million after taxes, because they'll take 3 off the top, another 3 come tax time.
Right.
So that'll leave me $9 million, and I can buy this property and that property. Actually, what I really want is one of those big old houses on the lake. Spend about $2-3 million on that. But downtown apartment too. But I'll get this cheap house for my mom.
And then, well, if you had the money and you had the house, you definitely could be mayor of Austin.
Oh yeah, I can afford to run a campaign.
But then you'd be the, you wouldn't kind of be the dark horse anymore.
Well, yeah.
So, but didn't that happen to like Matt?
Knoxing, yeah. But he,
Did he kind of like join the?
yeah, he sort of sold out when he got there. He did try to, whatever, and he. First mistake he did, he stopped running for mayor and ran for city council. And then, see, if you're gonna be an outsider on city council, you got to go in as mayor. You can't do it just be another one of the guys, because everything you do, you got everybody voting against you just because it's you.
Right.
So you got to go in as mayor so that you can set the pace rather than just be, just be a failure.
Makes sense.
Never sell yourself short.
So is there like a philosophy you live by, or?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I have a philosophy. As a matter of fact, it's labeled a philosophy. I am here because there is no refuge finally for myself. Until I confront myself in the eyes and hearts of others, I am running. Until I suffer them share my secrets, I will be alone. Where else but in this common ground can I find such a mirror? Here together, I can at last appear clearly to myself, not as a giant of my dreams, nor the dwarf of my fears, but as a person with my share in his purpose. In this ground I take root and grow, not alone anymore as in death, but alive to myself and others. Okay, and it's worked pretty good for me.
Is that a quote, or?
So that's there's a reality therapy group called Disc Village in Tallahassee. Outside Tallahassee, there's a place called Disc Thomasville, and that's the philosophy they teach there.
Interesting.
But the philosophy the thing that really shaped my whole existence was when I got a poem when I was 14 years old. The poem was written by William Ernest Henley back about 1451. Just a couple years before I was born. Anyway, he wrote it. It's called Invictus. Out of the night that covers me, black as a pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody, but I'm bowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishment the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the master of my soul. And the captain of my soul. See ya.
Do you read a lot, or you read a lot when you
Well,
were young?
I used to, when I was in elementary, I would read 1 or 2 books a day from the library. And I read a lot when I was young. And I think one of the best, um, Khalil Gibran from Lebanon is one of my favorite poets. And there's no writer any better than Dante. Um, Dante and Shakespeare, they rule the universe. There are no others. But Shakespeare takes a second seat to Dante. Dante rocks.
Yeah, it's kind of sad. I remember reading a lot when I was young, but I can't recall anywhere near like what you do.
I hear you. Uh, you read the Divine Comedy?
No, I have not.
Um, the Divine Comedy is a trilogy. 3 books: The Inferno, Purgatorio, and Paradiso. Midway in my life's journey, I awoke to find myself in a dark wood. What wood it was, I could not rightly say, so drugged and loose I had come. I had become since I first wandered from the true way. But since it came to good, I will count all that I found there by God's grace. Yeah. And he goes on. That guy is. It's all about his. It's all about a guy's. Basically, trip through hell, and he's led by Virgil, one of his mentors, I guess. He really loved the works of Virgil, and so basically Virgil leads him through the abyss into Purgatorio, but he can't go up to up to Paradiso because those goddamn rules. Anyway, so he's met there by Beatrice, who's an old lover of his. And, yeah, it's quite an intense. And the best things about the whole thing is, if you read the footnotes tell you got to read the footnotes. And the poetry is beautiful and all that stuff. But if you read the footnotes, you understand who the people are and the events that are mentioned, because it's old history and
Right.
it's intense.
Interesting. Okay. I have to check it out. I tend to not read those because I'm always confused by the old English, like Shakespeare.
Yeah.
I just have.
Well, the thing is, the way that you get it translated by John Charity. If you get the translate, well, a lot of other people follow his style since him, but John Charity, back when I was your age, John Charity was the only one that really translated it and kept the poetry. Everybody else was like, you could read the thing, but it was word for word,
Right.
and it didn't have that. It didn't protect the symmetry and the rhyme. And all you got was just a straight blah English translation. But John Ciardi worked hard to not only have you translate it, but he basically made it a poem again by using whatever. And John Ciardi was a master. Got a fucking Wagner and got words that rhymed
Right.
rather than just straight, cold.
Okay.
Understand me? And why read poetry if you don't rhyme? So, John Ciardi, I love him. I don't know. God, I drew a blank. Well, no. Let me just spout off a little bit. Ever since I never watch movies. I never hardly whatever. Every once in a while, I get the only movies I've seen over the years been like when The Unforgiven came out. I was
Right.
in jail, and I knew one thing: I was gonna make sure the first thing I did is solve it, got out of jail without having to see I need forgiven. You know, but every once in a while a movie would come up like that I would really, whatever. But lately, I have seen so many goddamn movies. Because living out here, I've taken advantage of my lifestyle, and I get so damn few tips. It's not funny. But on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, Thursday I'm making tips, but Friday I might make a couple, and Saturday is my killer day. And I make enough that I can actually see a couple movies. And I've taken advantage of living out here and just going and seeing movies, and I've seen a lot of good movies lately. It's like, and I think the best movie of the summer was Born Identity.
Oh yeah.
Born Identity rocks. If you like drama and action films.
Right.
Now, XXX was a good action film, but it didn't have the quality, and the Born Identity fucking rocked. And of course, the best historical type movie was Wind Talkers. Wind Talkers was well worth it. Of course, Goldman was always good, you know. It's a good, and I've seen a lot of good movies lately, and it's like, most of them I can't remember their names because I'm just not good at it. I love those deers. Swing around and catch that deer get those
Okay.
deers on camera.
So you said you get tips or?
Oh wow. If I said that, I exaggerated.
Okay.
I mean, everybody loves me, but tip me. Everybody thinks I'm a rich guy that lives out in Westlake or by the lake and have all this money. Well, some rumors become true. I am living out here. Thank you, Cindy. And but money I ain't got any. And everybody loves me, and everybody wants my picture, but tip me? Excuse me. It's like people of Austin are so much as just, everybody on 6th Street, no, I can't tip you. If I tipped you, that would take away from my alcohol fund. Occasionally some good people come by and tip me, okay, but it's such a rare occasion. But everybody's got me figured out. They know how rich I am, and all that good stuff, And they got me figured wrong. What the hell? So,
You'll live with the lie there. It's almost like it's.
oh, it doesn't pay the rent because I don't have any rent. If I had any rent, I couldn't afford to live here.
That's true. So is stardom corrupting you?
Yeah, I'm uncorruptible. I am who I am. And it's I've heard people tell me how I've sold out. Like, if a poor guy gets a break, oh, you sold out. And they got the whole idea that I'm some type of guy that just, whatever. But I don't know.
You should remain living in your box instead of
Yeah.
taking a house here in Westlake.
And
Be-
obviously they don't know who I am.
Of course, they wouldn't do the same either.
Well, everybody's got their like my philosophy says, I'm not as giant in my dreams and the dwarf of my fears. Everybody has their image of you, and some people know more about me than I do. And I guess it's okay. Life is good.
So where do you see Leslie in 10 or 20 years?
Well, I'll be in Austin, more or less. I'll be about 10, 11 years older. My body's falling apart. And I don't know. Wherever it is, I'll be happy. So, if I'm alive. I never thought it would be 35, but I made well past 35. So
Right.
life is good.
I heard one rumor that you're 50.
51.
Oh,
June 24th, 1951. Yeah. Not bad for 51. But my body's falling apart. It's this knee right now. I hope it's just strained and it'll mend back up, but there's a good chance I might have arthritis.
yeah.
It's attacking this knuckle here, big time. And this knee here, big time. Probably those goddamn high heels. They look so good, but they fuck up the knees. Oh, well, life goes on. But, I've had a great life. No real complaints. And I hope the lottery gets up to about 50 million and I win.
So, do you play
'Cause
the
then
lotto? You play the lotto?
only when it gets to 30 million or more. I can't, why play when it's less money? Because less money wouldn't do me no good. I had to compromise. And if I got like for 30 million or 50 million and got enough I could buy my house and have enough money to support it for the next whatever, oh God, I would buy some outrageous outfits. And I would maintain my 6th Street presence quite in a very stylish manner. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't realize that you were. So you go down to 6th Street on the weekends, or?
Oh, I go down to 6th Street. I used to go be there. I live there. But lately I'm going Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Is my, now that I'm sold out. And, but it's oh man, I tell you, I saw the cutest outfit. And the Halloween outfit, the Halloween thing.
Right.
There's 2 outfits I want to get. One of them it's called the Naughty Nun. It's a nun outfit. It's a very short skirt.
Right.
And man, I want that so bad, but who's got $35? Damn. I'd get it in a heartbeat because I would be a Naughty Nun. I just, I've got a purpose for it, but yeah. Anyway.
Okay, well, I'll have to. Mind if I drop by, see you on 6th Street sometime, maybe get some footage?
Sure, go for it. You wouldn't have a spare $35, would you?
Well, I have to help you out somehow.
Because you got that goddamn motherfucker with a goddamn Bible. Comes in my fucking corner and pretends he's a goddamn Christian. Just so he can hang out on my ass and get famous. I would love to show up there in my Naughty Nun outfit. Fuck with his mind. With a big old crucifix.
Okay. If you tell me when you're going to do that, I'll give you the 35.
Hey, I'll do it Monday. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow? For lunch, or?
I'm not only going to do it tomorrow. I'll be out there. I'm going to be wearing that outfit every fucking day. I'm going to be out there in my goddamn nun outfit so I drive that motherfucker crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have to drive him crazy. He's already crazy, but I will be out there quite often with it.
Right.
As long as he can pretend to be a fucking Christian, I can, It's going to rain tomorrow.
Well, it's supposed to rain today, too.
No, they got set back till tomorrow.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay, yeah, that sounds intriguing enough. So, want to see. Because we were walking downtown, and I was down there with my friend, and we were passing you. I guess we were going to Schlotsky's or something, and he's talking about the dangers of drink, and he's wailing against alcohol and everything, and
Yeah.
lambasting how bad alcohol is, and you turn around and you said, "Well, it's you who's driving us to drink." So it's just like, I said, "Yep,
Yeah.
that Leslie's got character there."
Yeah. Life is good.
Okay. So where is the outfit, or
It's right down the mall.
over at Barton Creek?
Yeah, right by the movie theater.
Okay. Yeah. Well, what time do they close though?
Oh, they'll be open. No, they're open quite late.
Oh, okay.
You know, but we got time.
Okay.
I'll put it on. You can get. I'll put it on right then and there. We'll have none of that.
It'll be perfect downtown.
It will be. It will be great.
Yeah. Okay.
You do know how to get a nun pregnant, don't you?
How?
Fuck her. Changing the answer. You do know how to get a nun pregnant, don't you?
How?
Dress her up as an altar boy.
Oh. That's the new one.
Actually, that was the old one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That was the first way I heard it, but. Well, out of scotch.
Oh.
They come and go.
Yeah. Okay.
So, what else you need to know?
Actually, I was just thinking of since you were talking about the homelessness, is it getting more prevalent now, or are there more people homeless, or are there?
It basically stays. It's pretty constant, it's it's nothing wrong with being homeless that worked for Jesus Christ. Of course, they crucified him because he was. But anyway,
See.
outside of that, no. It's I don't know. It's trust me, I don't know it all. I just think I do. Tell you what, why don't we go ahead and cut this short right now? And,
Okay.
I'm gonna go inside, cook myself a.